Hello there, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time here. We're on movie number 12, which is Cinderella. And I'm so excited. This is the first princess movie since Snow White, so I'm super excited. This movie, Cinderella, was actually first released in Boston on February 15th, 1950, but then it was released in Chicago and New York a few days later. Then it had a general release March 4th, 1950, so like all over the US and then everywhere else after that. So this was actually the first hit since Snow White, the first huge hit since Snow White. So they kind of had a little sad spell in there for a bit, and this one, you know, they put a lot of time and work and effort into it and just hoped for the best, and it paid off. It was a huge hit, ended up financing future things, and kept Walt Disney Productions going, thank goodness. That would have been real sad if it ended after this. So thank you, Cinderella. So two little like fun facts about this movie. Cinderella actually loses her shoe 3 times in the movie, not just that one iconic scene where she's running away from the ball at midnight. She actually loses it early on in the movie when she's taking breakfast to her evil family, if they can even be called that, to her stepsisters and her stepmother, and she loses her shoe on one of the steps. And you know, I've watched this movie so many times and I never put that together until someone pointed it out. And then she loses it a 3rd time at the end of the movie when she is leaving her wedding with the prince. She loses it on the steps as she's walking out and goes back for it. And then the second little fact was, okay, so I think they pointed this out that it's a hidden Mickey on the carriage as the prince and Cinderella are getting into their carriage after their wedding, and there's an emblem on the side with a sword and 2 hidden Mickeys on the sides. And at first I was like, oh, I see it, okay, that's cool. But then I looked at the picture and I was like, is it really a hidden Mickey? I don't know, I can't tell. So I mean, and this is on so many different sites that it says this, so I mean, I'll believe it, but tell me what you think. So getting into it and watching it was super fun. As soon as it started, it just, so good. So when you meet Cinderella and her little animal friends, her mice friends and bird friends, my first thoughts, of course, with every animal in a movie, they're so cute. And then Cinderella sings her wonderful song, A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes, and that is just, that song. Cinderella is not my favorite princess, but I think she's really cool, and that song really kind of speaks to me, you know, and it's such a beautiful song, and she has such a wonderful voice. So kind of going back to the animals, I remember when I was little, I was obsessed with the little clothes that she made for the mice. I remember, like, I don't know why, but like when they find out that there's a new mouse in the house, Gus, that when she goes through and she's like, oh, he'll need a hat and a shirt and everything. I just remember being so obsessed with that part. So when that part came up, I was kind of like, oh, nostalgia. Then you meet the evil stepmother and stepsisters. My first thought really was when she walks into the stepmother's room, my first thought was, ew. She's so evil. Lady Tremaine is so, oh, I just want to like slap her and tell her, like, who does she think she is? She's so mean. And then her stupid daughters are like just as awful and annoying. And it's just like, oh, it makes me so mad watching it. So there's that. But then later on in the movie, after they're so mean to her, a fairy godmother, yay, the fairy godmother. She's so sweet. She just reminds me of like every perfect little grandma, but with magic and a wand. I really want to meet her at Disneyland. I've seen her at 2 different occasions at Disneyland, but I really want to meet her, and I told my boyfriend, I was like, next time we're at Disneyland and we see her, we're meeting her. I really, really, really want to meet her. She's just so sweet. That whole sequence, Bippity Boppity Boo, and her transformation is just beautiful. That was actually supposedly one of Walt's favorite pieces of animation, was her dress transformation. She's stunning. She's so stunning, and I can see why the prince went after her. That whole dance sequence between the 2 of them, So This Is Love, is so magical. Watching it, oh my goodness, and the animation, cutting edge for that time. I mean, just watching it now, I'm like, oh my gosh, like the moving water in the fountain, and just the way that they're dancing, and everything in the, there's like magic in the air, and it's so beautiful. One of my favorite parts in this movie is when, after the one glass slipper shatters because Lady Tremaine is evil and trips the man, Cinderella is like, well, here is the other slipper that I have, and just the shock on Lady Tremaine's face and everybody, it's just so great. Yes, this movie does take place within 24 hours. With the exception of the prologue, and then of course the end little wedding part. But the majority, like this story, 24 hours. It's pretty crazy. But you don't really even think about it because it's just so wonderful and so entertaining. So yes, I would give this movie, I think I'm gonna give it 5 stars. Wow. And it's not even one of my favorite movies. She's not my favorite princess, like I said, but it's just so good. And I think also just coming off of all those packaged films, which were fun and which were great, but I think coming off of that and watching this, it just like bumped it up even more. So I absolutely loved it. I hope you've seen it. It's a classic. If not, go watch it. If you have seen it, go watch it again because it's so good. And yeah, that's it for Cinderella. Go watch my other videos, and we'll be getting into some more classics along the way, and I'm so excited. And go like, comment, subscribe, all of that. And I will see you next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for clicking on this video. I love it. I love you guys. And I will see you at the next one. Have a beautiful, magical, wonderful day.